here today. Professor Adeleke obtained his first and second degrees in law from the first rated university in Nigeria, University of Lagos and Obafemi Awolowo University, Ife, in the 90s. And then he went ahead to obtain his doctoral degree at the University of Fort A in South Africa. Prof. Adeleke is a very hardworking and a legal scholar. He is a private legal practitioner as well as university lecturer. He joined the Department of Public Law at the Lagos State University in 1999 and rose to the rank of a professor of law in the year 2015. Prof. Adeleke's interest revolves generally on courses in private and public law, but with specialization in public law courses, gender laws, and law and medical ethics. Prof. Adeleke engages in both qualitative and empirical researches. And over the years, he has served as the head of department and dean. He has been elected and re-elected as dean of various faculty of law. This has been a huge achievement over the years. Prof. Adeleke, we are very privileged and delighted to have you on board. Prof, you have 40 minutes for the discussion, and thereafter we can proceed to the question and answer for 15 minutes. The floor is yours, Prof. Can you please carry on? Thank you, sir. Hello, Prof. You are presently muted. I'm not sure if you have okay, yeah, you're now muted, yeah.
Okay. Okay, let me continue. I'm very glad to be invited for this program. It's something that is worthwhile. Worthwhile for two basic reasons. The first one is because we are Muslims. We gather together for doing something good, which is enjoying the Quran and the Hadith of the Holy Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. The second thing is that our gathering is for the purpose of knowledge. Knowledge seeking, as we know in Islam, is a very significant aspect that we cannot undermine or underrate. So be that as it may, I am very happy to be in the midst of the young scholars and researchers. I have a little problem when I was contacted. The reason is because I'm in law, and most of the time our researches differ seriously from those in sciences and basic humanities. When I realized that the purpose of this gathering is to have a variety of knowledge, that will widen the horizon of the listeners, so I decided to take up the assignment. The second aspect, which I cannot say is unfortunate, is because I had worked on two areas of empirical survey that I thought I would discuss with the gathering. Fortunately, unfortunately, I just looked at the flyer. I now realize that the topic has been assigned to me. So I switched immediately to that topic, believing that, okay, we may have time to discuss further those two areas of empirical survey that I've highlighted. But for the purpose of time management, I think the slides we have will assist. There are 20 slides, and each of these slides, I relied on them. The topic is hello.
Hello, Prof. We can hear you clearly, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Like I said, the topic is time management and productivity.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir.
Tips for students and researchers.
Hello, Prof. Hello, provider, sir. It seems there is a network hiccup here. Prof is presently not with us. Let's just hope he is able to join us soonest. Dr. Zainab, can you please help reach out to Prof to confirm what's... Okay, yeah, I think it's there again. Hello, Prof. Yeah, I want to confirm, are you using two devices? Okay, because... Oh, okay, but your voice is a bit low.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. It's getting better. Yes. You can please proceed, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Like we said, this discussion today is time management and productivity. Is it still echoing?
Echoing again. It's fine now.
It's better now,
It's
sir.
fine now.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. We have to look at first and foremost, I want us to look at correlations between time management and productivity. The two correlates. It's like having sugar in a tea. If you don't manage your time very well, you cannot be productive. The effective management of time will ultimately lead to higher productivity. And when there is higher productivity, you attain the desired goals. Every researcher must try as much as possible to have a set goal. That is, what do you want to achieve at a particular point in time? And that set goals can only be achieved when you allocate the necessary time. Like we said, you can never be productive unless you are able to manage your time effectively. What are the goals? I'm still not comfortable. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, sir. Though there's a bit of bridge, but it's going well now.
Okay, okay. Goals are things that you want to achieve. Goals are distinguishable from dreams. A lot of people do not know that we have dreams, we have goals. Dreams are those things you desire, but you might not be able to attain them. They will be in your brain till you die. Except you look at ways of achieving those goals. When you achieve your goals, your dreams are realized. But when you do not take enough steps towards achieving a particular goal, the dream will continue to be in the oblivion. That's why I said in that slide that goals become achievable if you plan and make good choices. Goals can be a long term and can be for short term. Scholars have classified it that anything that you want to achieve within 5 years is called short-term goals. But when it is above 5 years, it is believed to be long-term goal. So goals become achievable through time management. As a scholar in the liberal arts, I normally write poems. So when I realized that it is time management I'm going to talk on, I decided to put pen on paper. And I was able to write this sonnet on time, which I will explain. which I am going to explain. What is sonnet? Sonnet is a poem consisting of 14 lines. It must not be less than 14, and it must not be more than 14. There are two types of sonnets. The one that is more popular in the world is what we call Shakespearean sonnet. So I decided to write a sonnet. And this is the sonnet I'm going to talk about now. It's on about time. In that sonnet, that is the poem, I said time is a cruel and peculiar phenomenon. Why do I say it is cruel? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
we can hear you clearly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why do I say time is cruel? It's because a lot of people will use time and it will crush them. And a lot of people will use time, it will advance them. I said time is cruel and peculiar phenomenon. It's very peculiar in nature. It is constantly moving on a particular plane. And when it moves, it goes to a place unknown. Time runs a solitary course in an opposite direction. If you find yourself in any car, when you accelerate, the car moves forward. Unlike time, that's why I say it moves in opposite direction. When you are accelerating time, it does not move forward, it's moving backward. Because it will turn the future to the present, and we turn the present to the past, and it continues moving. And when it's constantly passing out, it will be running out and leaving a memorable feeling of fading out, which means if one does not use time productively, it will leave you in a sorrowful mood. It defines the fundamental law of scientific gravity. That's what we call fundamental law of scientific gravity. That is the law of gravity. That is, everything that goes up must come down. Two things do not obey the law of gravity in life. Time does not obey the law of gravity, because when it goes, it doesn't come down. The second one is your age. Your age does not obey the law of gravity. When it goes up, it's moving you down to the grave. And that is why time will leave a load of ability deployed to activity. What you are able to do at a particular point in time will show your activity. Only men endowed with requisite knowledge will take full advantage of their bestowed science. That is, the knowledge you have potentially, you can only kinetize this knowledge. In science, there is something called potential energy, and there's kinetic energy. You can only kinetize this potential energy you have by using time effectively. That's why I say that you have to make input in the course of time. That is, you have to have something doing at any point in time so that you can have your footprint on the sand of time. That is sonnet I wrote. Now, like I said, all of us, we have two things. Every person born of human being have those two things. We have time and we have our age. If you use your time and your age effectively well, then it will lead to productivity. I believe we are looking at the slides.
Yes, Prof, we are looking at it, sir.
Okay. There are 4 key questions which you must ask yourself as a researcher. The first one is the goal. What do I want? What do I want? If you are an academic person, and you know that you have to be promoted every 3 years, you should be able to tell yourself, how many papers do I need to move? If your paper, the paper you will need will be 10, you work towards 15. That 15 will be your goal. If the paper you are going to use for the purpose of promotion is 3, you work towards 5. That 5 will be your goal. What do I want? It's a question that everybody must know, and you must be able to answer. Write down the goal you want to achieve. Any research you want to do, write down what you intend to achieve with that research. When you write it down, you'll be able to work towards it. Nobody arrives when he has not taken any step to move. The second one is challenge. Why do I want this? Why do I want to achieve this thing I'm aiming at? Why do I want to achieve this goal? That means that you have to define your desire and know the challenge that is facing you. When you know the reason why you want to achieve it, it will give you an impetus to work towards it. The third one is action steps. How do I get it? How do I get it? There is no research you can do. If you do not arm yourself with all these questions, you can never achieve it. You must know what you want. You must know why you want it, and you must know how you will get it. For instance, if it's empirical survey, if it's exploratory, whichever one it is that thing you want to embark on that will define how you will get it. Then where do I want it? That is timing. You must have target dates. The completion date to reach your goal. In the university, you may be given 4 years to read a particular course. You will see some of your colleagues who will spend 6 years to read those courses because they do not bother about the target date. Everything on earth has target dates, especially those of us in research and academic and training. We must have target dates. That is, this is the period I ought to have achieved a particular thing. Time management is the process of planning and controlling how much time to spend on specific activities. You must be able to plan and say, this is what I want to do. This is how much time I'm going to spend on it. If you just leave it open, let me give you an example. You want to write a paper, and that paper is going to take about 3 weeks ordinarily. Because you have some other things to do, you give yourself 5 weeks. That 5 weeks will be your target. You may not be able to lower it the time, but you must specifically assign yourself a target if you want to meet up with it. Time management enables individuals to complete more in a period of time. It lowers your stress and leads to careful development and success. That is why there is a need to have effective management of time. When you manage your time effectively, it relieves you of stress. Because when you do not manage your time, you will dissipate energy on those things that are not going to be productive. And when those things are not productive, you will just be stressing for nothing. And that is why it is important, after you might have assigned a particular time for that assignment, you work towards it and you relieve yourself of stress. The stress of thinking that, oh, I must achieve this goal, I must achieve this goal. Immediately you achieve the goal or you near the final point of achieving it, then the stress is gone. After the stress is gone, you will have more time to spend on some other valuable things because you have achieved that particular one you set for in the beginning. There are tips for effective time management. Good time management skills are key qualities of any successful researcher. You need to be careful in managing that time. You need to be careful in managing that time. If you don't have this quality of time management, you will never achieve it. Then, when you're able to, just like repeating what I said before, because there is a slight difference between this slide and the other one. This one is telling you that when you set your goals correctly, they become achievable and measurable. But when you do not set the goals correctly, they become unachievable. And that is why you need to prioritize, because there will be 2, 3, 4, 5 goals that are competing with each other. Assuming we are women, I don't know whether this is for sisters alone or brothers are there. Let us just assume that we are all women, or majority of us are women. You have your children to take care of. You have the husband to take care of. You have some personal engagement, then you have work. Then there are some other things, social engagement that will crop up. You need to prioritize wisely. If you prioritize, then you get it done. There are 4 basic rules. Anything you want to do on earth, these 4 basic rules are very important. When you look at them, you will find out that there's no way you will not be able to identify anything you want to do based on these 4 basic rules. The first one, if that thing is important and urgent, you must do it immediately. If it is important and urgent, do it right away. Don't procrastinate. If it is not important, if it is important but not urgent, decide when you have to do it. If it is not important and not urgent, it is not important and it is not urgent, such a thing, set it aside completely. They are not those things that should compete with your time. If the thing is urgent but not important, delegate other person to do it for you. So those 4 basic rules are important to guide us. If it is important and urgent, do it immediately. If it is important but not urgent, decide when you have to do it. If it is urgent but not important, delegate it. And if it is not urgent and not important, discard it. In fact, some scholars say you delete it completely. It's not urgent and not important. Delete it so that you set your mind on those ones that are important. This one was taken from Google. You will see in the same slide, there are 4 boxes. There is do it now box. Do it now box means you must not delay such a thing. Don't procrastinate, just do it. Then the second box, this is something that is important but not urgent. Decide and schedule the time you have to do it. The third box, this is something that is urgent but not important. Delegate somebody to do it for you. And the last one, if it is not urgent and not important, delete it completely so that your brain will be free. Timing yourself. That's another slide. Set a time to complete a particular task. You must always set a time to complete a particular task. Any task that will take 2 weeks, give it that 2 weeks. Don't give it 4. Don't give it 1. If you give it 4, you are being frivolous with time. If you give it 1, you might not be able to achieve it. And you become depressed along the line. So set a time limit to complete the task. Allocate time to deal with that task according to its complexity. If it's something that will take a whole month or 2 months to handle that research, allocate enough time. And it is the complexity of the subject matter that will inform the timing that you allocate to it. They say that all works, no play, make Jack a dull boy. Take a break between tasks. Allow some time to rest. Because if you do not allow some time to rest, you will lose interest along the line. And always plan ahead. Always plan ahead. Planning ahead is very, very important. Do not allow something to just meet you unprepared. It is like a Boy Scout slogan, be prepared at all times. A good researcher must always be prepared. And how do we get prepared in the issue of research? First of all, know your search engines. Your search engines, that is those areas where your research center on and the ways by which you can accomplish those research. Have them all the material you need to gather for the purpose of ensuring a productive research. Make sure you gather them. It is part of planning. It is part of learning. If you do not have wherewithal, if you do not have resources that are needed, there's no way you can achieve your goal in research. So make sure you have the materials that are needed. Then, another one is this: poor time management, and how do you overcome it? When there is poor time management, there are 5 things that will be a result of poor time management. The first one is this: there will be a poor workflow. When you don't manage your time very well, the workflow will be very, very slow, will be very, very poor. The second one is that you will waste a lot of time. The third one is that you lose control due to poor time management. The fourth one is that the quality of the work will be poor. And the fifth one is that you have poor reputation. What is reputation? Reputation is different from character. Character is that thing you exhibit. But reputation is what you are known for. Reputation is what people see you and they form opinion about you. So poor time management will lead to poor reputation. How do you overcome poor time management? The first one is you set up to-do list. Almost every week, know what you are to do. Set them up. Maybe on Friday, if the Friday you are choosing that, okay, what I'm going to do next week. Maybe it's on Sunday. It's Sunday you choose. They say, oh, this is what I'm going to do next week. When you set them down, don't forget we say you have to prioritize. Stay on track. And when you have achieved one, you stick it. That's out of it. Move to the second one. There is a problem if you do not set them down for the purpose of achieving them one by one. Your mind may skip some and it may be very, very dangerous. Then you prioritize the task. Those that are very important, you do them first. And try to eliminate distractions. How do you eliminate distractions? Nowadays, there are a lot of things that distract people, especially the modern science and technology. Let's look at social media: WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And if you are somebody who likes television, there's African Magic, Epic, 24 hours. African Magic, Yoruba, 24 hours. CNN, 24 hours. Sport, 24 hours. This India movie that people normally watch, I don't watch it, I don't think I know the name. 24 hours. All those ones, they will be competing with your time. They are distractions, and you have to eliminate them. If you eliminate them, you manage your time. Do not procrastinate. When you procrastinate, that is when you are delaying what you're supposed to do, and you are postponing unreasonably. We say that you are procrastinating. Do not procrastinate. Start doing that thing immediately. You know that you're supposed to do it. Set a study schedule. A lot of people do not know that when you set a study schedule, you have to be disciplined and stick to it. If it's 2 hours you want to be spending on the research you are carrying on, if for whatever reason it is 1 hour on a particular day, because it is unavoidably so, you make sure the second day you don't allow it to slip. Otherwise, before you know it, there will be poor attitude to work. So you have to be disciplined and stick to your time. Avoid time wasters. I've said a lot, some of those things that waste our time. Avoid time wasters. then you have to be very careful, especially when it comes to surfing the internet, watching television, gaming, and even excessive religious activities. There are some of us that are into excessive religious activities. You don't need to be excessive in it. Allah does not even want anything that's going to be excessive. That's why He gives us 5 salats, give us fasting in the month of Ramadan. Any other thing apart from those basic 5, you do it according to your capacity. So excessive religious activities too can be something that can affect our research prowess. Linking time management with productivity. Like I said, I'm somebody from liberal arts. So these tips are very, very important for us. Productivity is deliberate, strategic investment of your time, your talent, intelligence, energy, resources, and opportunities in the manner calculated to move you measurably closer to meaningful goals. That is productivity. Kennedy defined productivity that way. That is, you want to be productive, you are going to use certain things you are being endowed with. The first one, he mentioned your time, then your talent, your intelligence, your energy, resources, and opportunities in a manner that will be calculated to move you measurably closer to your goal. The second one is knowledge. Knowledge is the source of wealth. Make sure that you are knowledgeable in your area. I think I have to round off this 18. Hello?
Yes, sir, Prof.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
you still have 10 more minutes, sir.
Okay. Knowledge is the source of wealth. When you are knowledgeable, then the wealth is near. How do you get knowledgeable? Is by reading. Reading and reading and reading. If you want to be the star, strive to be the star. It is knowledge that will make you to be a star. If you cannot be the star, try to be the moon. Cannot be the moon. The sun is there. Emulate what you think you can aim towards. And if you cannot be any of this, be the best among your equals. And how can you be the best among your equals? Is by achieving knowledge. Is by acquiring knowledge. It is not the strongest of the species that survive, not the most intelligent, but the ones most responsive to change. In research, there are a lot of changes. Everything changes. The only thing that's constant in life is change. And that's why Charles Darwin, we remember Charles Darwin, that scientist. He said, all the species of animals he has ever seen, it is not that they survive by the fact that they are strong. It is not that they survive because of their intelligence, but they survive when they are responsive to change. So immediately we take this research as something you want to do, we must be looking for change, and you have to change according to time. Otherwise, if you don't move along with the tide of the water, you'll be left aside. We have to remain focused on the journey to greatness. Les Brown is the one who said that. He said, if you want to be great in life, remain focused. Don't look here and there. There may be temptations, but since you have set your mind and your feet on the particular thing that you want to do, you must remain focused. Otherwise, you cannot be great. If you remain focused on a particular journey, you will meet it. Let me give you an example. I don't want to be political because I'm not a politician. I don't really believe in most of these things. I just want to give this an example in passing. If you see the present president of Federal Republic of Nigeria, after he became the governor of Lagos State, He did not take any other thing in government. He will not take contracts. He will not want to say, I want to be a senator. He will not say, I want to be a minister. I don't want to be an ambassador. He remained focused. From the day one he left the governorship, he will say that he wanted to be the president of this country. He will tell you that I know where I'm going. It is Aso Villa I'm going. And he's able to achieve it because he remained focused. So we need to remain focused if you want to be anything in life. The fifth one, don't be fooled by the calendar. There are only as many days in the year as you make use of it. One man gets only a week value out of a whole year. Another man will get a full year out of a week. Charles Richard was the one who said that. He said it is possible for you to make a year out of a week if you plan your time very well. And it is possible if you don't plan your time very well, it is very possible that you will just make a week value out of a whole year. Donald Trump, despite the fact that you all know the kind of reputation he has, but sometimes you will speak something that will be reasonable. He said if you are interested in balancing work and pleasure, stop trying to balance them. Instead, make your work more pleasurable, which is good. If you know that it's your office that you want to do your research, turn your office to where you can have access to everything you need. If it is your room that you want to be doing your research, make sure that everything you need is at your beck and call. That's how you can balance the work and pleasure together. Focus on being productive instead of being busy. A lot of people are just being busy. They are not productive. When you are just busy person, it is not a good thing. You must not be busy, but you must be productive. Until we can manage time, we cannot manage anything. That's Peter Drucker said, until you can manage time, you cannot manage anything. So time management is key. And don't confuse activity with productivity. So people are active, they engage in various activities, but they are not productive. We call those people PBB, busy being busy. Sometimes we say 3 Bs, but for those of us who are in liberal arts, we understand what is meant by that. Simply busy being busy. You cannot be busy being busy. What is important is that you must be productive with your activity. And when we are able to do all this, we'll be able to manage our time effectively. Lastly, this is a takeaway for immediate action. TDL, to-do list. Always have to-do list. They will say TDL, what is your TDL to do? That is to-do list. What are those things you want to do today? What are those things you want to do next month? What are those things you want to do within the next 6 months? What are those things you want to do within the next 1 year? To-do list, TDL, will assist you in prioritizing and in achieving your dream. Don't worry about the calendar. Worry about what you can achieve at whatever point in time. Even those who are giving us, those who give us this calendar, especially this solar calendar, many of them, I'm very sorry, let me just digress by saying spend 2-3 minutes to explain one thing to us. This world has witnessed a lot of great people in history. Not great as a sort of religion, but being great as a sort of being great. When you see the month of July, I will leave it to where I'm going later. The month of July has 31 days. The month of August has 31 days. But the month of February has 28 days. Is it logical to say that in February, the earth will be too slow or will be too fast while orbiting? So it will complete what is supposed to complete in 30 days, complete it 28 days. That's not so. Or are we going to say that in July, the year will be so fast that what is supposed to complete, or will be so slow that what is supposed to complete in 30 days, it will make 31 days. But people, out of their greatness, because of their greatness, they have even tampered with the calendar. Caesar, Julius Caesar, because of greatness in the world, being great, he was named after the month of Julia. The seventh month of the year, that is Julius, was named after him because of his greatness in life. And these are people who are very productive. You go to history, encyclopedia, very, very great in history. His seventh month was named after him. That is Julius, which is July, the way it is pronounced in the Western world. He has only one adopted son, and that is Augustus Caesar. Augustus Caesar was born in the month of August, the 8th month of August, the 8th month of the year. And they named that 8th month Augustus. If you look at it, those are the 2 months that we have 31 in the year. And those are those ones that are taken from February. The same 365 days we have in the year. And that's what Pope Gregory, when he was ruling, he now tried to balance the calendar. But even in balancing the calendar, he could not touch July and August. Why do I bring this one? It's for you to know that even if you manage your time very well and you are very productive, one way or the other, time too can bow to you. I thank you for listening.
Jazakumullahu khairan. Thank you so much, Prof. You have elaborated so much on the topic of discussion, and I believe everyone would find the tips and reminders useful on daily basis. A little bit of summary on what has been discussed so far, especially starting from the sonnet on time. Thank you so much, Prof, for having the time to coin that for us. And linking that with correlation between time management and productivity, time management with productivity, establishing your goals by answering specific questions. As Prof mentioned, he indicated goal, challenge, action steps, target dates. What do I want to achieve? Why do I want to achieve? How will I get it? When do I want it? He even went ahead to give us tips for effective time management by setting goals correctly and prioritizing wisely, timing ourselves to ensure we get to do what we need to do. And also, it's also important that we take break when we are tired or when we just need to take a few more break to get reset and then be able to work more on our task. Prof also went ahead to discuss about poor time management and how to overcome it. Particularly one on don't procrastinate. We have to ensure that whenever we need tasks on our hand, depending on the urgency, using the 4 basic rules, we should action them as soon as possible. And so much more to take from this discussion. Thank you once again, Prof. Jazakumullahu khairan.
Well, yeah.
So, yeah, yes, sir. So now I'm going to invite our participants to probably raise their hand or use the chat box to ask their questions. Thank you very much. Do I have anyone who needs clarity on any aspect of our discussion so far? You can use the raise hand option or use the chat box to ask the question. Kindly please let me fast about it because the topic of today is time management. We should ensure time is used appropriately. While we are waiting for questions to come in. Okay, yeah, we have someone here, Dr. Miss Fatima Bidemi. Please, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa barakatuh.
Jazakumullah khairan, sir, for the educative lecture. We really appreciate it, sir. May Almighty Allah reward you, sir. All right. Question is, if you are the type that you always have your TDL set, but you find it difficult to achieve it most of the time, at times maybe due to unforeseen events that just happen and wide off your time. So in such scenario, how can such individual balance up the missing task? That's my question, sir.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Okay. Yes, it is possible. Let me just tell you one thing. Do you know arrow and bow? Bow and arrow.
Yes, sir.
When you see bow and arrow, there will be a string that is tied to the both end of the bow. A philosopher said that when you see an arrow like that, the bow like that, there is a struggle, serious struggle in between that string and that bow. The string wants to leave and free itself. The bow will say, no, you cannot go. So he equates that with success in life. That when we want to be successful in life, we are going to have a lot of challenges. But that is not so easy for the bow, the strings, and the wood to be together. So it will not be easy for us to achieve this thing without facing challenges. There are three things I will advise you to do. If that thing that crops up is not that important, don't waste your time. Leave it. Face what you are doing. Always ask yourself, what is more important? This thing I want to do or what I want to do? Let me give you one example, although it might be personal. When I had my baby, I was in South Africa doing my research. Somebody called me, he said, is it because you don't have money? Why are you not coming for the naming of your child? I said, I'm not coming for the naming of the child. If I come for the naming of the child, it's going to affect my research because this is a critical period I'm about to finish. I did not come. I said, after I finish the research, I will dedicate the research to the child. And that's what I did. To ordinary person, he would think that, no. Is it not the naming that's going to do? But I look at it, I prioritize it. When naming good, then by me being there, I'm not going to be the doctor. I'm not going to be the F.A.R. I don't even need to be there for the child to survive. Let me face the research. So always make sure that if that thing is not important, leave it. But if it is important and you are not able to leave it, what you do is that if it keeps on coming, take another stand. Delegate those things for other people to do for you. Face your research. Allah.
Thank you very much, sir. Jazakumullah khairan. Sir, I will also want you to please emphasize on the link between time management and health, because there are some instances, or let me just say, someone who is even very healthy, it's not the same every day. There are some period of time you are very energetic, you are willing, you are motivated to do what you need to do. But there are some other time you are restless, you just don't have the strength to carry out the activity. I would just want you to maybe emphasize something around that line, and then we can
they
find
say earth is wealth.
Thank you, sir.
Let me tell you, earth is the most important anywhere in the world. Earth is the most important. There is no research you want to do that if you don't have good earth, even the results of that research, You want to live and enjoy it. So pay attention to your health. Don't overwork. But let us look at what the Prophet ﷺ tells us. He says, a man will be asked about time. What did he use his youthful time for? A part of the question is Yama Kiyama, which means when you have good health, it's part of what the Prophet said. Allah will ask you, what do you make of that time you are healthy? Spend the time that you are sick. May Allah forbid that we be in and out every day in sickness. But you will realize that if you make good use of the time you are healthy, the time you know that you need to rest, you will rest. They say rest is sweet after labor. If you work very well when you are healthy, the time that you are sick or you need to take rest or you need to take a medical assistance, please go and do that. It will not affect you. It may slow you down a bit, but you will still reach your goal. That is just it.
Thank you so much, sir, for your explanation on that. I'm just going to check if we have any 1 or 2 more questions, and then we give it a wrap for the day. I guess we don't have anyone more. Thank you once again, Prof, for honoring our invitation. We really appreciate it a lot.
I'm very good.
Yes, sir. So on this note, the edition of this program is going to be ending, and then we hope you guys can also join us for the upcoming events. That is going to be last Sunday in September, inshallah, kuratullah. Jazakumullah khairan for everyone, and then thank you all. Please do have a wonderful rest and take care of yourself.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.